All right, what's going on? Sunday morning, actually Sunday afternoon. I'm getting a late start. But last day of August, tomorrow is September 1st. It means a couple things. Most people think the markets are going to tank. Last few Septembers have actually been progressively better than the previous ones. So we'll see what happens. I mean, Bitcoin's just ranging. It has been for a few months. It does have some sharp downturns and some sharp pops to the upside, but it's still within that same range. So nothing really crazy is happening with that. It's kind of what you expect until we get either a leg up or a real leg down. But that also means tomorrow starts another cut. I mean, it's a diet, but I don't like using that word because I'm actually on a diet the entire time because I'm not like bulking. So I'm trying to hit maintenance levels of calories when I'm not cutting, trying to lose weight, trying to lose fat while I, save on a muscle by still working out and making sure I hit my protein goals. And really, that's the hardest part. I can hit my protein goals, which I want to get close to 300 grams per day. And when I'm in a maintenance level, it's much more easier. I mean, I still have to watch what I eat, and I'm still trying to eat clean. That's why I still call it a diet. But starting tomorrow, I'm going to go back to what I did earlier this year. I did a 3-month cut, a calorie deficit. The hard part with that is striving and struggling and fighting to make sure that I get at least 250 grams of protein in a day, which becomes a little bit more difficult because that means every food I eat has to have a high amount of protein. If I eat something that has like zero protein and it just tastes good, that means every other thing I eat for the rest of the day has to be high in protein. And so it just gets me a little bit of a, I wouldn't say struggle, but that's the hard part. That's the part that I got to make sure I find stuff I want to eat, otherwise it's not going to work, right? And then that I can stick to a certain calorie deficit. So now, earlier this year, I did it February, March, and April, and the calories are really right around 2,900, and I was able to keep it closer to 2,800 for most of the time, and I lost an average of 10 pounds a month. I think it was 30.1 pounds in 3 months, just a hair. We'll call it 10 pounds a month. Granted, February has 28 days, the other months have different days, so I mean, it's like, whatever, we're talking about decimal points here. So I can do that again, but now that I'm a little bit lower body weight, I think I'm gonna try, I haven't settled on it, we'll have to see how the first week or two go, but I think I'm gonna try maybe staggering it and do like 2,700 calories, maybe 26, and then like the second month, try to cut it another 100 calories. We'll see how that ends up working out. But I'm only gonna do it for 2 months. After I stop the cut, I have been gaining weight, but it's roughly about I think the biggest month was 4.7 pounds 1 month, but it's generally 2 to 3 pounds a month. And I'm still looking better. I'm getting stronger. I can tell the muscle definition is changing. So I'm hoping a lot of that is muscle growth. And like I said, I'm not bulking. So I know some of that's going to be fat. Then that's what I'm going to try to lose for the next 2 months. And I've mentioned in a different video, I plan to basically 3 to 4 months a year, I'll do a cut, because that'll be 30 to 40 pounds, and then I'll gain some of it back. So in my mind, if I do 20 to 30 pounds net loss a year in 2 or 3 years, I mean, that could be 60 to 90 pounds. The trick is not having a rebound, like a bounce. Like these crash diets, a lot of people end up gaining all that weight back, sometimes a little bit more, even faster than they lost it. It gets very depressing for them. I haven't experienced that, so for me, it's working. So I'm going to keep doing that. I have a lot of friends that tell me about taking stuff like Trizepatide or semi-gluten or Ozempic, or I'm trying to think of all these other drugs. People that, once I started losing weight and it was working, I got a lot of unsolicited advice from people about how to lose weight, which was funny. But I'm like, if this works by just having less calories in and keeping high output calories, like less in than I put out, and it works, why wouldn't I want to just stick to that? So I'm going to keep doing that for a while. But today is the last day, so I did my little fat boy circuit, and yesterday I went and had a lasagna at an Italian place. I love Italian food, but I rarely eat it just because, you know, it's high in calories, it's high in everything, right? A lot of carbs, it's just not good for losing weight. But this was a monster lasagna from Nate's Italian Kitchen. I didn't weigh it, but I gather it's at least a pound of meat and sausage. Like I got a picture up on my Instagram. It's pretty freaking huge. And I finished it. This is my third time I ever did it. I did it the day before my diet started, so I did it like January 31st, and then I did it like a week or two after my diet ended. I was going to do it the day after, but I was sick and some other things came up, and so I maybe that's my thing now. So it's like right before I started the diet, I have one of those. And today I was thinking about doing the big cookie that they have at Mod Pizza. That's like 1,600 calories, just the cookie. I could definitely down that. In addition to the pizza, which is about 1,020 calories, depending on exactly what toppings I get. So we'll see if I end up doing that. I got about, I don't know, 8 minutes to figure out before I get to that exit. So I'll either do that or I'll do some of my normal stuff. Anyway, so that's that. That's the cut coming up. Still got that lingering back problem. I'm gonna have to get that looked at. So I might have to dial it back on the dead list for a little bit. It's okay. And then a couple other things. Like we did a new shrug exercise where we used one of, I think it's called I don't know if it's the pendulum squat or the hack squat. I don't remember the name of this particular one, but it's a squat modification where you have pads that rest on your shoulders, and then you stand on a platform and you kind of squat down, push up, squat down, push up. Well, instead, stood on the ground, put the pads on my shoulders, put a lot of weight on it, and we did shrugs. And that was actually really good. I was surprised at how well that worked. So there was like obviously no grip issues, which I have stronger grip on my right hand than my left. Got a finger trigger lock issue on my index finger, which is probably the biggest strength finger for me. So I have some grip issues sometimes. If I get over like 40 pounds on shrugs, I gotta use a wrap to make sure I hang on to it. But that, plus you kind of tugging on your shoulders and your elbow joints, none of that. It was just strictly weight. So we upped the weight. I think we got to 4 plates, which is 360 pounds, plus the machine has 54 pounds, if I remember right. Yeah, 54 pounds because it's 27 aside. And so that was 414 pounds. So it's like doing 207-pound dumbbells on each side. And the traps were burning. It was great. I actually ended up getting a little bit of bruising, I think, because the pads are a little bit too narrow for what I want. So I'm going to try it again. But other reason why I'm saying that is it does put a stress load on your back, because it's as if I'm starting a squat by taking 415-ish pounds on my back and stepping back before I actually go down and up. So I'm wondering if I'm going to have to like watch out for that too. So we'll find out. I'm not really sure what's going on with the lower back. It's a really small nagging issue. It does not hurt. There's no like pain. It doesn't prevent me from moving. It's just I'm having radiculopathy. So like my right foot goes numb, and that's been about three or 4 days now. So got to get that looked at. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I got. I'll give you another update. I'm really excited for September. I think a lot of things in the markets are going to finally start happening, and whether that's up or down, my point is I think we're going to get some volatility. And I love volatility because overall, volatility is to the upside for Bitcoin. Not all the time, not in short windows, maybe not for the month of September, who knows? But volatility means things move. When things move, Bitcoin moves really well. All right, get out of here. Go on.